trouble?
I don't know. Her letter just said that she and her husband were in some kind of trouble and needed help. She's, well, I haven't seen her for about 3 years, but she was...
Oh, you can have the time off, no question about that. As a matter of fact, need any help? Calvin Butler's an old friend of mine. Remember Cal?
Mm-hmm.
He's an old-timer. Yeah, he built the town of Butlerville, founded the whole community. Good man to know if there's any trouble up there.
Sounds like, yeah.
Joe, why don't you go along with Candy to Butlerville? If he needs any help, you can take him to Cal.
Fine.
And let me know what's happening.
When do you want to leave?
As soon as possible.
First thing in the morning?
Good.
Hey, Joseph, you know the difference between a table and an ottoman?
Sure I do.
Well, take your feet off the table.
You need some help.
Sure appreciate it.
Looks like you get a little trouble, huh? Give a hand, will you, Ken?
Yeah.
Guess we're not heavy enough.
Now, you're just right. Your pole's too short.
That's it. Oh, get it up there. That's good.
All right, we got her.
Sure glad you men came along. I don't know what I'd have done. If I'm not out of this valley, come dark, I might not get out at all.
What's stopping you?
A bullet?
What are you talking about?
Man homesteaded next to me, Billy Harris. He got burned out. It was after dark. His wife and young'un were in the place. They died there.
You know who did it?
Ain't got the slightest idea. But you can bet I ain't gonna live in a place where people get burned out in the middle of the night. Martha, we'd best be on our way.
Hey, we'll give you a hand with the team.
Thanks, but you done enough.
Thank you both.
Pleasure.
Martha, help me hitch up the team.
Mister? Where are you from?
Butlerville. You killed him.
Let go my bridle.
You set that fire that killed her and the boy. You or your son there, your foreman, you burned him to death.
Let go my bridle.
You'll pay for what you done. If that judge don't make you pay, the good Lord will.
Come on, go on home, Harris. Go home and sober up.
Oh, I don't have a home.
Beat it.
Mr. Butler, everything's ready, sir. Hello, Steve. Sam, you're all gonna be right comfortable. Hot water any time you want it, Mr. Butler. Liquor in the room.
Town looks pretty deserted.
Supper time.
Long past that by my stomach. Where are we supposed to meet that young lady?
Said just go to the Butler Hotel. You'd find me there. The only hotel in Butlerville must be the Butler.
Yeah. How you doing? You'd like a couple of rooms, please?
Sorry, only got one left.
All right, we'll take it. Oh, Calvin Butler's staying here, huh?
That's why there isn't much room. He takes up most of it.
Well, it's his hotel. I guess he's got the right.
You know him?
Yeah, he's a friend of my father's.
Wonderful man. Up the stairs, third door on your left.
Thank you.
You talk almighty rough for a man who's going to own the ranch one day.
You keep on the way you're going, and there won't be a ranch to own. And I won't be alive to own it.
A man has got to fight.
Not your way, Pa. This isn't 30 years ago. And those aren't Indians out on that range, or Comancheros. The settlers come to open new land, the same way you came 30 years ago. And they have as much right here now as you did then.
No, they haven't. This was Indian land when I came.
Oh, Pa, you're blind. You won't let go of yesterday, and you can't see tomorrow.
All right. You can pull out anytime you want to.
Oh, I'd pull out if I could. But I can't. None of us can. Now that that woman and child are dead, it'll be a job keeping any of us alive.
Well, I've seen a lot worse. You needn't worry about it. Well?
Parker's wife is still in the dress shop. She hasn't tried to go to Parker. She hasn't tried to send word to him.
You tell the men to keep Scar in the country. I want Parker found and brought in here. Well, what's wrong now? All I'm asking you is to find Parker and offer him some money. Enough money to keep him quiet. You can do that, can't you?
If you can't buy Parker off, what'll you do then?
I'll do what I have to. You ought to know that by now.
Say, you don't look like you had a drink all day.
As a matter of fact, friend, I haven't.
I expect you're getting thirsty about now.
Yeah, I could use a drink. How about you? Want to join me?
It'll be a pleasure.
All right. It's kind of quiet in this town. Not too many people moving around. What's going on?
You ain't hurt?
No, I just got in.
What you don't know won't hurt you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take some advice and don't ask a lot of questions.
A few questions, a few drinks.
I ain't got no answers.
What about the Harris family? They got burned out. Do you know anything about that?
Friend, you better do yourself a favor. You best get out of town.
Hey, your friend show up?
Not yet. No sign of her.
I didn't have any luck. Asked questions all over town, but I didn't get any answers. It's like those two people we saw out on the road. Act like nothing's wrong while they're shaking in their boots. Somebody's really got them scared.
There's somebody. Why don't you talk to Cal Butler?
It's not a bad idea. If anybody knows what's going on around here, it'd be Butler.
Candy.
Barbara.
I'm so glad you're here. I was afraid maybe you wouldn't be able to come, and then...
You couldn't have kept me away. Joe Cartwright, he's a friend of mine.
Ma'am.
Candy, Jess has been shot.
Is he hurt bad?
I don't think so.
How did it happen?
Well, I'm not sure. But either Cal Butler did it, or he had somebody do it.
Cal Butler? Are you sure? It doesn't sound like Butler.
I'm sure.
Why? What's Butler got against Jess?
Jess is land manager for this territory, and he's been doing all the surveying. Been helping the homesteaders every way that he can.
I find this awfully hard to believe about the Butlers. I mean, I've always been told they were good people.
Do you call pulling down fences, burning homes, burning a woman and child, you call that good people?
And you're absolutely sure it's Butler?
Jess is. He was there the night Cal Butler and his son Steed and their foreman Torrance set fire to the Harris place.
Did he see them do it?
That's why he was shot. They know he's a witness, probably the only witness.
Did he go to the sheriff?
Yes. He reported it to Sheriff Daniels. Next morning, riding home, he was shot.
What'd the sheriff do about it?
He works for Cal Butler.
Where is Jess now?
Old man Parsons found him and took him to his house. Then he came and told me. You see, I've been afraid to go out there to take a doctor because the sheriff's been watching me. Now, there's a circuit judge and the U.S. Marshal gonna come day after tomorrow. That's Monday. If we could just last out till then, Candy.
We'll last, don't worry. What do you think, Joe?
Well, I think they're liable to find him sooner or later. We better get to him first.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll go with you, Candy.
Come on.
Get Don and Miles and go after them.
Jess.
Barbara?
Oh, Jess.
Where have you been?
Well, I couldn't come till I got help. Sheriff Daniels has been watching me. Where's Mr. Parsons?
Took his wife and ran off. He's afraid Butler would kill him for helping me.
Your leg. How is it?
It's not bad. Candy.
Yes?
I should have known you'd be the first one she'd turn to.
Who else did she have?
Oh, you're hot.
It's all right.
Just a little warm, that's all.
Hey, you're right. I followed 3 of them. One of them standing lookout, the other 2 rode off.
Jess, this is Mr. Cartwright, a friend of Candy's.
Jess?
But he found out what they wanted to know. Where he is. Joe, we got to take him into town.
But Candy, we...
Barbara, out here we won't stand a chance if we really got up against it.
Now, what's in town?
A solid jail.
And a sheriff had just some killing.
Not with us watching. But we still have to get him past those 3 men that followed us out here.
I just won if we leave right away.
Don't I have anything to say about it?
Not a thing. In town, we can lock you in that jail and lock them out.
It's just till the day after tomorrow anyway, Jess. Then the judge and the marshal will be here.
Like the man said, I don't have anything to say about it.
Easy, picture. Unbuckle that gun belt and drop it on the floor.
You can't do this. I'm the law here.
Not anymore, you're not. All right. In the cell, come on. Move, come on.
Asking for a lot of trouble.
Yeah, maybe I am.
Just what is it you think you're doing?
That man needs protection. His jail's gonna give it to him.
Well, I'm the sheriff. I'll look after him.
Ha! Last time he came to you for help, you shot him.
Wait a second. Better handcuff him and gag him. You don't want him shouting out the window.
Good idea. Here, make yourself a deputy. Turn around.
You're gonna pay for this.
Here, tell me where that doctor is. I'll get him for Jess.
He lives in the office over the saloon.
Right.
How you feeling, Jess?
All right.
Candy, are you sure we did the right thing, bringing him here?
We did the only thing.
What are you looking at me like that for?
I was remembering when you and I were a couple of law-abiding men. Wasn't much more than a couple of weeks ago.
A man has got a right to fight for what he won once. When people fight, someone's bound to get hurt. What are you getting so high and mighty about? You're in as deep as I am.
Yes, sir, I sure am. You handed me a bear, and I took him by the tail. This just ain't no letting go.
Butler, I'm Joe Cartwright. You remember me?
Oh, young Cartwright. Come in.
Thank you.
You know my son, Steed?
Yeah, I think we met a couple of years ago when we were down here.
Yeah, 2 years ago, October.
Well, you go on about your chores now, Steed. Young Cartwright and I are going to get along all right.
Nice to see you again.
You bet.
Ah, I always like to have a little nip in the morning. How about you?
No, I'll pass, thank you.
Well, I always admired your pa.
He always admired you.
I wonder how he'd feel if he knew you were sitting down to game. It ain't none of your business.
He'd say don't come home a loser.
You're in Butlerville to help Parker?
I came with a man who did. My father sent me here to say hello to you. Said if I needed any help, all I had to do was ask you and I'd get it.
You're in with the wrong bunch.
It doesn't seem like that to me.
Sit down, son. Let me tell you how it really is.
Yeah, Mr. Butler. You tell me how it is.
How's Jess?
He's much better now that the doctor's got the bullet out of him.
How are you?
I don't know what I would have done without you.
Easy, easy, easy.
What's wrong with me?
Nothing at all.
I love Jess. I really do.
I know. You're just tired, that's all.
What do you want?
I want to look at you.
Go on, beat it.
The man had set fire to a house, burn up a woman and child. He's something to see.
I said, get out of here.
Tomorrow, the judge gets here, you'll get yours. Parker's gonna say he saw you do it. Men say so ain't enough. I saw it too. I'm gonna tell him. You'll hang.
Paul, you know what's the matter with you?
Tell me.
You got the Sunday fidgets. It's caused from not having enough work to do. Now, what you ought to do is go out there and chop you up a cord of wood, a whole cord.
Do all your work for you.
Well, that's sort of a side benefit, ain't it?
You know what I'd like to do? Take a long ride to Butlerville.
Oh, quit worrying, Paul. What kind of trouble can Candy and Joe get into anyhow?
Do you feel like taking a long ride?
To Butlerville?
If we left now, we could be there by noon tomorrow.
You talk me into it.
Well, my guess is the doctor ran straight across to the hotel from here. Cal Butler knew all about us locking you in and locking up the sheriff. And he insists we're making a big mistake. Other ranchers stand to lose as much as he does. Other ranchers must have burned the Harris place. That's what Cal Butler says.
I know what I saw.
All right, you know what you saw. In order to convince the circuit judge of that, you're gonna have to find somebody else that saw what you did. Otherwise, it's gonna be your word against Cal's.
My word'll stick.
Maybe. Did you know that Ella Harris and little girl were supposed to be at Twin Forks till late next week? That's what everybody thought.
That's where I thought they were, too. But it doesn't make any difference. They came home early. Their bodies were in the ashes. And you can't excuse them away.
All right, here's what can happen. It's what Cal Butler calls buying peace for the valley. You testify that it was dark that night. It was hard to see the people's faces. You can't really identify anyone. If you do that, you can have yourself a nice ranch and a nice bank account. You think about that.
I knew Ella Harris. She was a decent woman. Knew little Jennifer. She was a nice kid. They were good people. Barbara, there's our ranch. There's money. How do you want it?
You know how I want it, Jess.
Tell Mr. Butler that Mr. and Mrs. Parker told him to go to hell.
I'll be happy to.
Sheriff Daniels! Hey, where's Sheriff Daniels?
What can I do for you?
Are you the deputies?
We're wearing badges.
Well, you know that little barn back of the hotel where people keep their horses?
Yeah?
There's a squirrel that's back there. I've been trying to catch him all week. Just a little while ago, I seen him running for the barn, and I chased him. He went under a bunch of straw. I dug in the straw, and there he was.
Look, kid, we're glad you found the squirrel. We're kind of busy right now.
No, it wasn't the squirrel. It was Billy Harris. And he looked at me like he was dead.
What'd you say the hell is?
Back at the hotel.
Come on.
See? There he is. Is he dead?
Yeah.
What'd he die of?
You sure this is Billy Harris?
Yeah, that's him. You know, his missus and little girl burned.
Yeah, I know. Why'd you get on home now, son, huh? Go on. Go on, kid. Mr. Butler, Billy Harris is dead. Somebody strangled him and left his body in an alley underneath some straw.
I don't know anything about it.
I think you do.
You'd best get out of town, young man. Do you hear? You'll be almighty sorry if you don't.
What time is it?
1 o'clock, I guess.
Doesn't the time go slow?
Yeah, we're waiting. You got any idea what time the judge and the marshal will be here tomorrow?
Maybe by noon if they leave Clinstock early.
Well, let's hope they leave Clinstock real early.
Candy. I know I've asked a lot of you.
Well, a man has to feel he's good for something.
And I'm sorry for what I've done.
For asking me to come here?
No. For what happened after you came.
That didn't mean anything.
Candy, you know I admire you. I think you're the kindest, the most gentle, the most capable man that I've ever known. But
Not a man to marry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. Sorry if I hurt you, Candy.
I think you kind of bloodied your own nose a bit, too, didn't you?
Kid was right. It was Billy Harris's body under the straw. He was dead. Went over to talk to Cal Butler. He lied, said he didn't know anything about it. And suggested we get out of town. We're staying.
$18.46. More than 20 years ago. I called this place Toluca then. Not more than 6 or 7 houses it was. That was the summer your mother and I took over this land. Our nearest neighbor was Carl Smith, up 100 miles or so to the north. Comancheros burnt us out in '51. And in '56, I lost all my cattle. 0 weather for weeks, and snow 6 foot deep. You know, it kills a man to see his cattle die one by one, black, out there against the snow. And in '61, things got better. I told your mother, Anna will never have to worry again. She died that spring. Man builds a place. He builds a life. He's got to fight to keep it. Why did that Sam have to kill Billy Harris?
Sam didn't have a choice, Pa. You put Billy Harris's word with Parker's, if it ever came to that. It'd be the gallows for all 3 of us.
Harris wasn't there the night we burned his house down.
Doesn't matter. If he said he was, people would believe him.
But to kill him right now in the middle of town. Now, we couldn't have picked a worse time or a worse place.
Oh, he figured to take the body out of town and lose it somewhere after dark. Kid chasing squirrels had to catch him. Seems to me we weren't cut out for this sort of work. Wife comes home unexpectedly. Kid chases squirrels. Parker gets help and forts up in our jail. Everything we put our hands to turns out wrong.
No, Steve, it's not as bad as all that.
For you and me and Sam, it's as bad as falling down a well. There's no way to stop until we hit the bottom.
Hey. What are you doing out there?
I'm trying to get some exercise. Just being cooped up in a cell is hard to take.
I know what you mean, but I think you better stay down. I know it's no fun being cooped up like this. I've been in jail a few times myself, but you're gonna have to take it easy.
What were you in jail for?
Oh, I was innocent, just like everybody else.
You must have missed Parker.
I don't think so.
If that shot hit him and just wounded him, they would have sent somebody for Doc Wilkins. Now, if you hit him and killed him, they would have come out. There would have been nothing to keep him in there.
It wasn't an easy shot. He was back from the window. But time was running out and I had to take it. I swear I saw him fall.
No, you missed him. Doesn't figure any other way. Pa, you all right?
Son, you remember me telling you about the trouble your mother and I had with the 3 Cheyennes on the way out from St. Joe? They trailed us for 4 days before I finally killed them. That was a fight. Man, that was a fight.
We're probably not going to get out of here before noon tomorrow. It's a long time for this to go without a doctor.
Don't worry, I'll live. So all we need is to bring the doctor in here. Get over and tell Butler they shot me instead of Parker. We'd have them all down here in a minute.
Yep.
What are the chances for them to think they killed Parker? Maybe we can keep him alive till the marshal gets here. That's good enough. Hey, make sure they don't see him through the window.
I'll put him in the other cell.
Good idea.
We got to get him in that other cell before somebody spots him. Go on out, Barb. Stay low. Stay low.
How's Joe, Candy?
Oh, he's hurting some. He's going to hurt a lot more before he gets better.
Are you going to get a doctor for him?
Hadn't want one. All right, Sheriff, come on. Come here. You gotta keep your head down. One of your friends may shoot another hole in it. There you go.
It's quite a man, your friend.
Oh, yeah, he's all right.
You too. I never liked you much.
I know.
It was Barbara. And all the things you were that I wasn't. And then the first thing she does when I get into trouble, she calls you for help. And thank heaven she did.
We're not out of the woods yet, kids.
But we will be, I know. And I want you to know that Barbara and I, if you ever need any help, we'll be here.
Well, no sign of him so far. You getting moved?
Yeah, I switched cells with the sheriff.
Good. How's he feeling?
His leg's hurting. She's worried. But they'll make it. They got something extra going for him.
Yeah, what's that?
Each other.
Pa. We gotta go after Parker.
Sam killed Parker. Claimed he did, anyway.
But he didn't.
How do you know that?
Well, it's just not human nature for those people to stay in there that long with Parker dead.
What do you want to do about it?
Look at it this way. This is Butlerville, our town. A couple of gun hands come into town, scare everybody half to death, take over the jail, and run the sheriff off. Right now, Parker and his wife are held prisoner in that jail. Now, we don't know why, but this is Butlerville, and that's our jail, and we gotta get him out.
Yes, you're right. We'll get Parker out alive and talk some sense to him.
Either way, we'll clear ourselves with the marshal and the judge.
All right. All right, I'll go with you.
You can go with me if you want, Pa, but you better brace yourself because this is the bottom of the well.
Here they come.
What happened to you?
I was in a cell back there, and a bushwhacker shot me through the window. You shot the wrong man.
I asked you to leave town.
And I told you I wouldn't.
Where's Parker?
Locked in a cell, safe and sound.
I want him. And his wife.
You're not getting them.
Look here, son. I've known your father for 20 years. I'm sorry to see you hurt. And I don't want to see you hurt anymore.
Look, you better understand, this is Butler country. We take care of our own problems. And we're the law here.
Not anymore. Tomorrow, the U.S. Marshal and the judge will be here. Then all of you are going to stand trial for the death of that woman and that child and the murder of Billy Harris.
Oh, no. I'm not going to go on trial.
Steve! 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 Oh, no. No. Oh. No.
Marshal, going to say goodbye.
Glad you came, Mr. Cartwright.
Ben, are you leaving?
Yes, Calvin.
But Ben, I need you. You can help.
No. No,
can't help.
Because my foreman shot your Joe?
No, Calvin. Because your orders caused the deaths of 3 people.
That was an accident, Ben. Pure accident. Could happen to anybody. All you need to do is to say that. Just one word from you.
If I could help Billy Harris, or his wife, his child, I'd do everything possible to help you. But I can't help them. You put them right out of reach. I guess I won't be able to help you.
You're right, man. Nothing that anybody can do. I lost my boy. Everything I own.
Shouldn't have paid a high enough price to open up this range to new settlers.
Much too high, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, you, see that it stays open. If you need any help, you call. Bye.
All right. Thanks.
Well, Jess? Barbara? I'm not much good at saying goodbye.
Goodbye, Candy.
Thanks.
Good luck.
You need some help. Sure appreciate it.
Looks like you get a little trouble, huh? Give him a hand, will you, Ken?
Yeah.
Guess we're not heavy enough.
No, you're just right. Your pole's too short.
That's it. Oh, get it up there. That's good. All right, we got her. Sure glad you men came along. I don't know what I'd have done. If I'm not out of this valley, come dark, I might...
You killed him.
Let go my bridle.
You set that fire that killed her and the boy. You or your son there, your foreman, you burned him to death.
Let go my bridle.
You'll pay for what you done. If that judge don't make you pay, the good Lord will.
Come on, go on home, Harris. Go home and sober up.
Oh, I don't have a home.
Beat it.
Ah, Mr. Butler.
What kind of trouble?
I don't know. Her letter just said that she and her husband were in some kind of trouble and needed help. She's, well, I haven't seen her for about 3 years, but she was...
Oh, you can have the time off, no question about that. As a matter of fact, if you need any help, Calvin Butler's an old friend of mine. Remember Cal? Mm-hmm. He's an old-timer. Yeah, he built the town of Butlerville, founded the whole community. Good man to know if there's any trouble up there.
Sounds like, yeah.
Joe, why don't you go along with Candy to Butlerville? If he needs any help, you can take him to Cal.
Fine.
And let me know what's happening.
When do you want to leave?
As soon as possible.
First thing in the morning?
Good.
Hey, Joseph, you know the difference between a table and an ottoman?
Sure I do.
Well, take your feet off the table.
Get out at all.
What's stopping you?
A bullet?
What are you talking about?
Man homesteaded next to me, Billy Harris. He got burned out. It was after dark. His wife and young'un were in the place. They died there.
You know who did it?
Ain't got the slightest idea. But you can bet I ain't gonna live in a place where people get burned out in the middle of the night. Martha, we'd best be on our way.
Hey, we'll give you a hand with the team.
Thanks, but you done enough.
Thank you both.
Pleasure.
Martha, help me hitch up the team.
Mister, where are you from?
Butlerville.